Hey everyone, this is Mei Yu and welcome to Tutorial Thursday. Last week I showed you how to draw Natsu from Fairy Tail. Thank you for supporting with your likes and shares. Today, I'll show you how to draw a girl's face versus a boy's face and some common differences. If you want more advanced anime and manga drawings, you can see this playlist. For simpler ones, you can see this. And for my cute and easy Fun2draw tutorials, you can see this playlist. I hope my different art can help you in different ways. Okay, so I'm going to draw the girl's face on this side and the boy's face on this side. I'll start with the girl first. So basically, these faces will be in the profile view. I'll start with the part of the girl's forehead. Like a curve like that. Now here I want to go in for her nose bridge. So I'm just curling in a little bit. And now I'll go out into the nose and come back in. For my anime people, sometimes I like to draw a little small curl just to indicate the nostril. Okay, once we have the nose area done, I'll go down a little bit. So I'm kind of angling down a very small distance. And now I want to start the lip, which goes out this way. So it curls out just ever so slightly. Okay, now I'm coming back in towards the mouth. Let's make her have a slight smile, like that. Okay, so basically I have the upper lip all done. And for the lower lip, I'm not going to draw the lower lip as far out as the upper one. Usually for my anime characters, I think they look nicer if the upper lip juts out a little bit more than the lower lip. So the lower lip I'm going to push back a little bit, starting from maybe right around here. And I won't make it too thick. Okay, so something like that. Now I'm going to go down towards the chin. And depending on how you want to design your character, if you want your character to look really tough, or especially for male characters really masculine, then you would want to make this line quite long sometimes to make the chin and jaw area look really strong. But for this character, I want her to look just like a nice, pretty, cute little girl, so I'm not going to exaggerate this chin area too much. Okay, so let's go. I'm drawing the curl for the chin, and now let's just go right into the underside of the face. So like that. And now right around this area, I want to draw a line going down for her neck. So something like that. Okay, so we basically have the outline done for the profile of the face. Now to get in some of the details in there. So I'm going to start up here for the eyebrow. So near the curl of the forehead, and I'll go out. I'll go out for this part of the eyebrow. And it'll taper off into a smaller point at the end. Okay, now I'm going to go into her eye. And of course there are many different ways to draw different kinds of eyes for anime and manga characters. This is just one of them. So basically I want to take my pen and imagine a distance underneath the eyebrow, and I'll dot the spot so you can see where I'll begin. So right around here. Okay, from this dot, I'll draw part of the eyelid on top as a curve. Then I'll go down slightly, just very small. I'll repeat a similar line like this. And now this is the lash line, so I want to make this line quite thick and dark. for it to stand out. And if you want to learn how to draw different kinds of anime and manga characters' eyes, you can see some of my other tutorials. Okay, so we have the thick lash line. Now I'm going to go out into lashes. For my character, for this time, I'll just draw a few at the very beginning and then a few longer ones at this corner. But you can experiment with different types of lashes. Okay, so once we have the top part of the eye done, let's go down. So imagine a distance, and I'm going to draw part of the bottom part of the eye at a slight angle like this. Okay, so we have the bottom, and now just to fill the inside, because she is on the side, so her eye is kind of in the profile view as well. When I draw the first line for the iris, it won't be round like how you would see if she was turned towards you. It'll be more of a flat line. So like that. That's just to show the perspective more. Okay, so we have one line for the iris, and coming up, let's draw another line. Right now it's just a little curve for part of the highlight, and then I'm going to go right into the curve of the iris coming down. So like that. Okay, so we have the highlight. Inside, let's draw a pupil. And again, because of the position of her face and the perspective that you're viewing it, the pupil won't be like a perfectly round oval. It'll have one side that's quite flat compared to the other. And I'll just shade in a little bit at the top, and I'll just leave the eye like that. Okay, so that's one way to draw an anime person's eye on the side view. And I think a nice touch is to draw a little bit of the eyelashes from the other side, just to indicate that yes, she does have another side to her face, and she has these coming out. So I think that just makes your character look more complete. Okay, so once we have her face done, I'm going to go up into her hair. And if you want to learn how to draw the different hairstyles, you can see my recent anime tutorial on how to draw different hairstyles. Okay, so I dotted the spot. I'll draw a line coming down, and then I'll go back up just for fun. Okay, and then I'm going to go around, so like that. I'll give her a few more lines. Okay, so basically this part of her hair is kind of going around and towards the other side of the face. Now from this point I want to leave a little distance, so let's go up here. And then from this I want to draw a big curve. Let's go around, keep going, go around, and then now let's go towards the back part of her face. And I like to add these lines in here too, to make the hair look more natural. Okay, so once we have her bangs, I'll go down here. I'll draw the hair coming down on this side of the face. Okay, so I have this curve. I think for fun, I'll draw a little piece of hair that's kind of going the other way. Like that. And then I'll continue with this curve. Sometimes I like to do this just to give the character more personality and more character. Okay, so we have this line coming down, and I'll go down a little bit more until we reach the area where her ear is supposed to be. So let's say right around here. I'll draw a little curve, and then I'll just draw a smaller curve on the bottom. For the inside, I'll simplify the details into like a curve and then maybe like another little line like that. I'll give her an earring, and then for the rest of the jaw, I'll just indicate it a little bit. Just by drawing a little line like that. But I don't want to complete it too much because I want the face to look like it's connected to the neck. Okay, so once we have this side of the face done, let's go back up. And if you can imagine this line extending, it's going to extend to right around here for the back part, or the top and then the back part of her head. Okay, so from this line, let's just curve for the top part of her head. And then I'm going to go down slightly for the back. Go down even more now. And you'll notice there's lots of distance between the ear and the back part of her head. Okay, let's go down now towards the base of the head. And then for her neck, I just want to draw just another little line going down. And then she'll have hair coming down the side here. Okay. For this character, I'm going to give her a ponytail, so let's imagine lots of her hair is being pulled back. So I have these direction lines for the hair, and they're all going to meet in the back part of the head. And for the ponytail itself, let's go up as a curve. Let's keep it going, and then it's going to go down. And you can make it as long or as short as you want. This is what I'm going to do for this drawing. So I have this line, this nice S curve going down, and I'll just complete that. So it kind of looks like a brush. Okay, a few more of these lines to break up the space. And I'll just indicate a little bit of her clothing with like a shirt collar or something like that. And a little small line for the base of the neck. Okay, so that's one way you can draw an anime girl's face and head facing the side. So now I'm going to show you how to draw a boy's head. Okay, so similar to how I started the girl's head, I'll start with the forehead for the boy. So we have a curve. And now I'm going to go into the beginning of the nose bridge. So from this curve, I'll go down. I'm curving down. And then right into the nose with a little nostril. Now already you can see a little bit of a difference in how I handled the line. This point is a little bit sharper compared to hers, and then the nose is a little bit more angled and bigger compared to hers. Of course, there are always exceptions. This is how I'm just going to draw these two characters for today's tutorial to show you the differences. Okay, so I have the nose now. Let's go into the lip. So curve out just slightly. I'm going down at an angle. And now for the mouth. So I'm going to go in and I'll make him smiling slightly as well. Okay, so similar to hers, the upper lip will go out a little bit further than the lower one. So to start the lower lip, let's go maybe right around here. Okay, now I'm going to go down a little bit. Okay, from the bottom part of the lower lip, I'll go down towards the chin. So I have this line going down. Make it a little bit longer. And generally, I tend to make this line longer than this one for my male characters. Okay, once I have the line, let's round out into the chin and then go up towards the jaw. Now this time I do want to define the jaw a little bit stronger than what I did with the female character. So I'll go into this corner of the jaw and then go up. Okay, once we have the basic lines done for the face, let's go into the facial features. So starting with the eyebrow, I'll start with a little line. And I'll begin with another one. Now go up slightly. And then down. So already you can see the lines I'm using for the eyebrow for the male character is more jagged and stronger looking than the females. Of course, there are always exceptions, and you may want to do something different for your character, but these are just general guidelines that I usually tend to follow. Okay, so we have the eyebrow now. So of course it's a lot thicker looking as well compared to hers. And once we have that, let's leave a little gap and go towards the eye. So I have a line going down. That's the top part. And for the lash line, let's draw another line that kind of makes a little skinny triangle. Okay, let's make this thicker. And now let's leave a little gap, maybe not as big as hers, maybe a little bit slightly smaller, let's say, and draw right around here. And then we'll just do something similar for the iris and the eye. So I have a line, let's draw the highlight, and then go into the other side of the iris. Pupil, and then the shading on top. And for my male characters, sometimes I like to draw just a little bit of a hint of the eyebrow on the other side, and then a little bit of a short lash. So I think that just makes the character look more real. Okay, once we have his face, let's go into the hair. So for this guy, I want to give him some cool spiky hair near the front. So this is how I'm going to draw this hairstyle. So I have these lines, I'm just drawing them, repeating them. And then I'm going to go back, just go back a little bit, like that. And I'll go back to the front. And let's curl up, just to make his cool spikes. Okay, so we have lots of longer lines here, and then they'll taper off into shorter ones. Okay, I'm curving now towards the back part of the head. And these lines will give the hair more texture, so let's add them in. Okay, now I want to go towards the side of the head, and I like to draw a curve coming down. And it looks like it's going to be level with the end of the eyebrow, so I'll just stop it right around there and curve the other way to form a little bit of his sideburns, and then I'll just draw a few little lines down here. Okay, so this area is going to be where his ear would start. So I'll draw the ear like that. And similar to the girls, I'll just summarize these little details inside the ear. There we go. Okay, now for the back part of his head, so I'll just draw a few more of these little hairs just poking out, and then let's draw the back part of the head, curves out, and then I'm going to come back in and then go down. Okay, so we have the back part of the neck. Now for the front, I want to make his neck look thicker compared to hers for this tutorial. So to do that, let's draw a little bit of the underside of the jaw. And then I'm going to go out slightly for the Adam's apple and the throat, and then come back. So there's a little bump in the front. And this line is part of the neck on the other side, and then we'll have more of a defined line in the muscles of the neck. Okay, I'll just add a few more of these little lines and details inside. And one more thing, if you want your male character or any character to look more, I guess, tougher or gruffer or stronger in the face, one thing you can do is to exaggerate or emphasize the cheekbone a little bit. And for him, I'm not going to do it too much because he's like a young guy. But I'll draw something like this to represent his cheekbone. So that's a really good way to really create that sense for a character. Okay, so that's one way you can draw a male and female's face on the side. You can compare just by looking at the differences and how I handle the lines. Like her lines tend to be smoother, softer, even her lips right here smaller, and her smile is smooth compared to his lips and smile tends to look more jagged, more tough looking. So these are just general guidelines. Of course, there are always exceptions, but this is how I would draw them for this tutorial, and I hope this helped you guys. Thanks for watching, and thank you for supporting art and my Fun2draw channel with your likes, subscribes, and by sharing my videos with your friends and social media. I'll see you every week on Tutorial Thursday and Fun Friday. Learn how to draw and color more beautiful cartoons with my Fun2draw eBooks and my Fun2draw apps. They make great gifts for birthdays and holidays. Links are in the video description.